Hello, hello. My name is Crystal Chigbu. I'm your Hope Catalyst, and you're welcome to the HopeGrill, where we teach, infuse, and experience hope.
We will see the end of this. It won't see the end.
Love they say conquers all, and that is the story of my guest today on the grill, Bukola Dada, who some few months back walked down the aisle with her heartthrob, Mr Olawale Dada. And guess what? They met on Facebook. At the time they met, he had cerebral palsy, and she still went ahead against all odds to get married to this lovely man. You're welcome to the HopeGrill, Bukola.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, it's good to have you. I've been waiting, and I'm sure a lot more people would like to know, really. You met your husband on Facebook.
Yes.
And at the time you met him, you knew he had cerebral palsy, so it wasn't like it was news to you. What made you go ahead?
Well, Olawale Dada is a special being. We met on Facebook. I checked this profile, saw a lot of things he's involved in, especially as regards cerebral palsy awareness. So I was convinced he would be a good husband. And of course, for the past few months we've been married, I can tell you that it's been the good months of my life.
Wow.
Yes. It's not a mistake. Our meeting was designed by God, despite the fact that it was social media. We went ahead. Although my family at a point were skeptical.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, what was the reaction of your family and friends? I mean...
Okay, let me start with my parents. I told them about him before bringing him home. So I prepared their mind. Like, this is the person you're going to see when he comes and all that. And when he came in, because they were prepared, because they were ready, they had heard about him. I guess they fell in love with him. My dad in particular, I can tell you that since, okay, out of all my siblings and their spouses, he happens to be the best son-in-law to my father now.
Wow.
Despite being a cerebral palsy person. So it's...
So because I mean, you must have been in other relationships before you met Wale. I mean, when you decided to go ahead, what made you decide to go ahead? Because I'm sure you've seen different things. So what's that one thing that you'd say makes Wale stand out from other guys that, you know, really for you was the kind of like joker?
Wale happens to be, like I said earlier, is a special being. He has cerebral palsy. He lives with it. As in, you see him, you see it. But he doesn't allow that to stop him, especially when he has to do it, affecting other lives. He's out there in the face of people, soliciting for funds for people living with cerebral palsy. I mean, someone who should actually be pitied, so to speak, by the society. Someone who should probably be left to probably be taken care of by someone else is the one going out there seeking for help for those living with cerebral palsy and other disabilities. That was enough for me.
So before then, before you met Wale, did you know much about disabilities? Did you know much about cerebral palsy? Did you have an idea? Or it was just meeting Wale that actually...
I had an idea about cerebral palsy before I met him and other disabilities. I'm a teacher, and in my previous school before I got married, the school is a Keja senior high school. Okay. And it's an inclusive school with students that have that hearing impaired. Okay. So we teach them. I teach biology, so we teach. And we have the interpreters communicate with them in the sign language. So I relate with them. And by the time they were leaving the school, SS3, after Like, I happened to be one of their best teachers. They gave me gifts.
Wow.
They could relate with me despite
Their disability.
So, it was fun.
I mean, you teach biology. That's
biology.
just caught my fancy. So you know a little bit about the reproductive system and all of that.
Yes.
Does cerebral palsy affect the reproductive system in any way?
No, it doesn't.
Oh my God, so sorry. And that was just, I mean, it just caught my fancy because you know so much about biology and all of that. And there are a lot of people out there that probably, you know, are in love with someone, but because of the disability the person has, they probably don't want to go ahead because they can't showcase it.
Let me say this.
Okay.
The first question my mom asked me when I said I was going to get married to someone living with cerebral palsy, she said, okay. I would have loved to say it in Yoruba.
No, so you can go ahead, say it in Yoruba,
Okay.
and then we'll find a way to transliterate it.
Sure, and I was like, of all things to think about, why that? She was like, yeah, which means, are you sure he's not impotent? Like, I don't think he is not. I don't think he's not impotent. Okay, if that is it, if you're sure, and that was it. So, having read about cerebral palsy anyway, I realized it has nothing to do with reproductivity or sexual activeness, so to speak. It's just something about the muscles being immobile. Nothing about sexual.
I mean, some of the stories we heard out there is that you got married to him because he's so rich. So tell us a little bit about that.
So rich. I wish. Well, when we met, the first meeting was, as in one-on-one now, face-to-face, was at an eatery in his area. And somehow we ordered. It's quite funny now thinking about it. And he couldn't actually pay.
Wow.
For the 2 plates. And I had to step in. And he told me, oh, he's so sorry, he didn't know that we're going to spend up to that and all that. Don't worry. So if it's really about the money, the first meeting should have kept me off him. Like,
very true.
What's this? First meeting and you can't pay for a plate of food for someone you're meeting for the first time. But that didn't keep me off. That didn't keep me off. So it's not about the money. Oh, it is definitely not about the money, I can tell you.
So it's not about the money.
Not about the
so
money.
you might be out there and there'll be people out there, you know, really, you know, in love with someone with a disability, but they're not going ahead with the relationship because of what people will say, and they probably don't know how to manage it. What would you want to tell them?
Right, people living with disabilities deserve to be loved, no matter what they're going through. They deserve to be loved. They are humans. As long as they still have the breath in them, they deserve to be loved. And that was one of the things that motivated me. Being rejected by family and friends is enough to make one suicidal. Then having a rejection from neighbors, friends, and even from loved ones, that could be very bad. So if you have someone you love, but the person has a disability, it's an opportunity for you to show that love is above all. Love conquers all. When we got married, some people came inbox, Facebook, and they were trying to ask, is this real? Is this true? One actually came visiting, came to the house to check up on us, like, is this really a couple? Are they together? And what actually happened is that she was in love, although the relationship is no more. She was in love with someone with a disability, and she wanted to get to find out how to cope, what to do, and she was confused. She loved him, but she wasn't sure she was ready to bear all. And when she came, we spoke with her, prayed with her, advised her. But last we heard, the relationship is not actually working. So if you find yourself, like I said, if you find yourself in love with someone living with a disability, it's an opportunity to show the world that they deserve to be loved. And if God has chosen you to be the one to show love, maritally now, just go ahead. Feel free.
So love indeed covers all. In spite of disability, you can still, you know, live a fulfilled life. You can love. Bukola has shown us that it's possible, and yours also can. be possible. Thank you so much for coming on The Grill. We have a little token for you, and we hope that you've had so much fun. So this is from us to you. Thank you. Thank you so much too. Okay, we'll be right back on the Hope Grill. Stay tuned. Question today on Ask the Hope Grill is, nothing is working in my life. It seems anything I touch never succeeds. I'm thinking of ending my life. There's no reason to keep living. What do I do? Wow, that's such a sad situation. But you know what? There is hope available. And what you need to do is reach out, get help. And talk to a therapist, talk to someone, because that actually might be you going into depression and a lot of things. But you know what? Don't give up. Just keep trying everything and see what's going to work for you. God created you uniquely, and you can actually fulfill that purpose by doing the things that you love to do. And still check within. There's something you love to do that you probably need to try, and that will work for you. I hope to hear good news from you. Make sure you email me and tell me how you have now succeeded. And if you have any questions, please send your questions to ask@thehopegrill.com. Thank you. Quotes for the week. Love recognizes no barrier. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination of full hope. I hope you have been inspired after listening to Bukola's story. Your love story can become a reality. Life will bring its own challenges, but you know what? It's gonna be okay. So stay strong, stay inspired, and have a hope-filled week. Bye.